ध्यानम् खड्गं चक्रगदेषु चापपरिगान् शूलं वसुण्डीं शिरः शङ्खं सन्दतितीं करैस्त्रिनयनां सर्वाङ्गभूषावृताम् नीलस्याद्युतिमास्य पाददशकां सेवे महाकालिकां यां स्तौत्स्वपिते हरौ कमलजौ हन्तुं मधुं कैटभम्. And this is the part 3 of understanding the tools about what is the spiritual significance, esoteric meaning. So I hope you enjoyed, or there's some insights that you developed listening to my previous 2 videos. Now in this video, let's look at trident. We have gone through all this. So head and Shank. What are the significance of looking at a demonic head in the hand and a Shank? What does that signify? Let's look into that part. All right. Now the next tool is Bhushundi, which is like a fire, like a weapon, like a thunderbolt. So when you think about thunderbolt, what is the meaning you get? Usually, like the thunderbolts are very powerful and they're of authority, saying, when what needs to be done. So having a thunderbolt in her hand, is also signifying Maa's ability to control Brahmand, the cosmic forces, and if required, you know, if she is able to even control the whole, Brahmand, beyond the universe and the total systems here, how easy or difficult it is for her to, vanquish evil. So here it's symbolizing that she is the universal power. She has the control across the nature, and she's the ultimate protector. So when we surrender to her, when we ask for a boon, or when we are entangled in this karmic loops of difficulties, and karmic lessons are more or less stubborn and difficult to cross, unless until we learn a lesson. And learning a lesson doesn't come very smoothly, right? Had it been a lesson that has to be learned, we don't bring that over to this lifetime. Or maybe if it's not a stubborn, if it's a simple one, it goes away. But then there are certain things which are like all time present. No, and that definitely signifies, or suddenly it's such a pain that it pulls all of your energy down. So there is some karmic, anything that is distressful beyond, or it looks like a stagnancy in my life, is maybe there is some history there, some unfinished business. At least from my healing sessions, I can say that there are certain lives which are like 12 lives before, 15 lives before it started, or maybe 81 lifetimes. And now still, since we didn't learn the lesson, it's carry forwarding. And now it appears to be a very big problem that people are shook, and then we offer healing on those, and type takes over. That's a different journey. But since I'm seeing that, I'm able to understand this, like what does it mean, that if how does a karmic thing which is not learned over a life is carry forward to the next life and next life till the lesson is learned. So now when we are in these loops, I've seen also when I'm doing healing, and as I said, right, I'm able to sometimes God talks through me. I'm able to see that how God tries to intervene at multiple times, multiple places, but we are clouded. We are clouded with ego, clouded with it's a veil of Maya. We can't make ourselves wrong also. Maybe that is a time for us to get matured, and that's the time to get out of it. Or maybe there is a lot of divine timing that comes in place. So we can't say just because we are in those loops, it's always ignorance. There are a lot of factors that come forward. But yes, ultimately, she is the one who helps us remove that veil, that sheet that's there, that's preventing us from seeing what's the root of the problem, what is actually, if there is a pattern, what's that pattern, and how does I why did I land up into this pattern, and how do I break this pattern? And then, once I get there, then like we discussed the sword and the rod, the dhanush, all of these are other tools that can help us move forward, right? But first that thing should, and here looking at that thunderbolt, even before sword maybe, it's like she has the power to help us, look at that there is a block, there is a cloud, something that's clouded from your discretion, and it's causing a kind of obstacle to you. So all of this in one word, if we can call it as ignorance, she has with a, like a thunderbolt, she has the power to dispel that darkness, and through divine knowledge, she invokes divine knowledge, wisdom, or in ways that we can resonate, comprehend. She helps us remove that darkness and instill wisdom, inner wisdom, either to awake us or to walk the path what divine has guided us, or to in line with removing of these karmic loops, ascension, soul blueprint, soul learnings, accumulating positive karma and completing some of the karmic cycles and stuff like that. So this thunderbolt, which Ma holds, is representing that she has that power. So when we, prostrate around her, in front of her, um, uh, she has the capacity to, even though we are doing it with devotion, reverence, or not, the moment we get into her presence, it's her, she really helps us get in this awakening, like an onion peel, layer by layer, layer by layer, layer by layer, layer by layer. She instills where she requires courage, strength, determination to face these challenges, not to avoid, hold, a kind of an unmatchable resolve to overcome these obstacles, which I'm blinded, or which I'm not able to see, or divine is sending some message I'm not able to comprehend, hear, listen, understand. So all of this, she with a thunderbolt kind of a thing, she just, spears, she goes into our mind and psyche, and help us awaken, help us see the light, see the dispel darkness, evil tendencies, forces that are clouding us. Any other, sometimes I see cords, and in some lifetimes we are stuck there. She tries to cut it and see us, let them see the reality in real light, true light. A lot of things around dispelling darkness and putting us towards seeing the reality, the big picture, or the minuscule part which we are always ignoring, whatever that shows up to us. Sometimes we are always looking at the bigger picture but ignoring the minute parts which build the bigger picture, or the bigger story. Or sometimes we are always focused on the smaller parts that we are missing out on the bigger picture. Either way, she has a way to put us, and put us to the right path, which can help us evolve. And how does this thunderbolt happen? It's not like late kind of thing. No? It just happens like snapping. Tuck, tuck, tuck. That means shift very, very swiftly, very tuck, tuck, tuck. She's like so quick in taking actions. Anybody who bestows to her, anybody who comes under her window umbrella, she quickly helps us with a quick judgment, quick, very quickly she come to our aid and help us dispel that darkness, encourage us to take actions that are in line with the divine purpose or divine path without any hesitation or doubt. So the thunderbolt is about that quick lightning thing she invokes in us, to dispel darkness and show us light. And then the next is head. Whenever we see head in her hand, sometimes if we don't know, we sometimes wonder. Even I used to also think, what is this head in her hand? But then when I look at the esoteric meaning by doing some research, I found that it's about, see, whom is she holding? There's a connecting story about it, but uh, For the sake of thing, we can look it as head as demon. What are the demon? It's not literal demon. It can be like a metamorphical, which is she able to destroy evil tendencies, evilness in our mind, actions, words, in our way of living, in terms of being negative, being ignorant, or sometimes being causing malice to others through words or actions, or betraying others, any of these. So how she just severed the head of that demon, Maa Kali is demonstrating that I have this power to really demolish the evil part and restore the balance and harmony in the entire universe, including one of each of us. Now, another way to look at is it also symbolizes like no, that she is holding a head means what? She's a superpower who can totally destroy the ego, the illusion. She can break those walls of the big walls we have put across around us, about the walls of illusion, Maya, and which is stopping any kind of divine intervention, divine interference seeping into. If the walls are so high, even when somebody tells good words, it doesn't enter into our head, right? Because our ego is so high, our walls are so high, and it appears that whenever somebody is telling something good, also it appears like they're interfering, they're giving gyan, wisdom, they're being nosy. Why can't they bother their own stuff? Unwanted advice, pieces of advice, all of these we. But sometimes it could be an advice which we really wanted to hear, but because we are not aligned, we are filled with this maya, ego, ignorance, illusion. Anybody who tells good words appear to be like bad words, or for them it is irrelevant, they don't want to heed to it. Instead we ask people to keep quiet and shout at them and stuff. There are people who does that also. There are people who just ignore and go with their lives, and some people who don't even bother. No, we react in different ways. Everything which is not an action which can help us see the light, you is all, we put it under the umbrella, a bigger umbrella of ignorance, illusion, ego, attachment, um, excessive desire, evil tendencies, all of this in one bucket. So all of this, Ma has the ability to just cut it and help us see the light, help us see the path, help us see the way forward, which is really shielded from our consciousness, from our comprehension. And once we fall into that, so far what all hard work, effort, uh, we could or we couldn't. Sometimes we have some problems which there is no answer. Why it is happening, we don't know, but it is happening. So all of this, we know this is happening, but we don't know what's the way out. So Ma, when we surrender, she shows us the way. She shows us what is the real things that we need to focus on. What are the nature of this whole systems and processes or methods or problems, and then what's the way to move forward so that we can shine light in those areas which is filled with darkness. And in Hindu mythology, mostly demons means they are associated with some kind of obstacles, challenges that hinder our progress, be it spiritual or personal growth. So by holding the head, Maa Kali, she signifies her ability to remove these obstacles and clear the path for us, to advance our spiritual growth, our personal development. So she is the one who removes any of these impediments, whichever is coming in my way. She is removing all of it and giving us divine blessings for us to move forward. So another way to look at is fear, conquering fear. Ma Kali is a fierce form, right? And she is she's a sign of victory over demons. So in the same way, it also inspires us that she is there to dispel our fears, to move us away from fear mode and put us into the path of courage, determination, and being fearlessness in the face of fear, in the face of uncertainty, in the face of handling darkness or overcoming darkness. whatever path, whatever obstacles come, in terms of speech, actions, thoughts, feelings, whatever, everything she dispels and put us towards peace, clarity, comfort, surrendering, content. So this is what the head signifies. And the last one is Shank, the conch, the one which comes Q sound, right? So Shankam is usually, what does Shankam, even when you look at Mahabharata or Ramayana serials, you see it's a sign of, new beginnings or, some start of something auspicious. So when she holds that Shank in her hand, it means that she is capable of awakening her spiritual consciousness. It's a call for all of us, her devotees to awaken and embark on the path of self-realization, enlightenment. And it's also a sign, we all know, right? The Shankam is a symbol of our Lord Vishnu. And he is who the preserver of the universe. That's what we call, the destroyer, the creator, and the preserver, isn't it? So since the destroyer is Shivaji, and the Brahma is the creator, and Lord Vishnu is the preserver. So since he is the preserver, he's also one of the ways we can think about is he's a remover of obstacles when we have to live in this human day life. So Maa Kali holding Lord Vishnu Shank, which is given to her in order to fight with the demons, it it is a symbol that she also has the power to dispel any kind of obstacles and pay path for all of us who are all her devotees to progress on our spiritual journey. And another thing that, you know, when we look at the sound, it is also connected with the cosmic vibration that sustains all the existence. So it's a sound of creation. And, whenever we hear to the sound of conch, it's like that primordial sound, the raw sound, and it feels so connected with all of us. It awakens us in some form when we listen to the sound of Shank. It, no matter which state we are, it awakens us. So that cosmic vibration just reverberates through each of the cells and awaken us. Suddenly we are like awakened to the sound, positivity, and to the sound of um, the the. I think it is the primordial sound. And it is usually, whenever we evoke, it is just for divine blessings and protections. Even in many families, before the prayers, people blow this, or especially when they are bringing Maa Kali home or sending her to into immersing into the waters, even for Ganapati or any major event, like a start of auspicious time, people, it's a symbol that we blow it. So blowing it is considered to be like it's like a blessings, universal blessings, and also we are protected from evil or negative energies or any kind of negative vibrations which is around. So she holding that is also signifying that she has the capacity to you know uh, kill all the evil forces, or victory over bad forces for people who surrender to her and give us victory, give us success in our endeavors. So it's a sign that she will bless us eventually when we do all of it. It's not just like we're just doing and we don't see the end of the tunnel, but the shank represents success, victory, triumph. So it also finally means that when we, with reverence, devotion, faith, surrender truly to Divine Mother, she definitely bestows all the boons, whatever it is, and give us liberation, give us success, give us growth, give us what is that we are desiring. She will give it to us in her own ways. It may take time, it may take some time. We may ask, We may want to see the results in 2 days, but you may take a month or so, or maybe more, depending on where we are at the evolution level. But it will definitely happen. So we need to have that faith when we surrender to her. So as I said, when our karmic loops are so entangled, it takes time, right? So when we are a very evolved soul and we definitely look at things that are not working and allow divine light to enter into us and see that okay, this is a karmic loop that I wanted to clear cover, then we can see the result in no time. But if it's a lesson that is being repeating itself in its own cycle of lifetimes, it becomes that much difficult, to uncover the more gears that are around so that we can actually get liberated from that or complete release that cycle. So all of this she knows. So she guides us, gives strength while we are in that path, gives us, an assurance. She never gives up on us. And finally, she might use different tools to, fight against our own demonic tendencies, evil tendencies, which can be through actions, through mindset, through our karmic loops. So she kills all of those and bestows her devotees with a lot of victory. And that victory need not be only spiritual in nature; it can also be whatever you want. Okay, we'll see in the next story of Durga Saptasati. It is said that the king gets what he wanted and the merchant gets what he desired. So whoever desires what, Ma blesses us with that. Okay. So when you now understand, these are the things. Now you understand. I mean, at least I felt, oh my Lord, that is why it feels she not only has a capacity to put a spark and dispel ignorance, but through various tools help us in terms of giving us assurance, a security blanket, guidance, protection, shield, to help us move towards light. And to that light I am praying because it's worth, right? She's so powerful, and if we can, she's so kind, we naturally want to take her guidance. And if she's so forthcoming also, it's not like she'll take years to answer. She immediately responds to whenever you call her as a mother, she immediately responds to us. If that is so, it is definitely a privilege, honor to, take her as mother and continue on this path, isn't it? So that is why we start our Durga Saptasati Stotram with a dhyanam, which is evoking Maa Kali's blessings, so that she can dispel the ignorance that's there in us. Mm. Because we're at starting level. Then when our ignorance is calmed down, then Ma Lakshmi comes, and then Ma Saraswati. That's the order, right? So in the coming videos, let's look into the slokam again in the verses meaning, esoteric meaning in the same manner. I hope you really like this commentary, my experiences, and my understanding. If you resonate with it, please share it with other devotees so that they can also get to the real meaning of holding, what does it signify, and truly get connected with the power of Ma, get her blessings, and make their lives more meaningful, less struggle, and move towards light, move towards enlightenment and happiness and contentment. Thank you for watching and see you in the next session.